Hi, and welcome to the SG Child Show today. I am really excited to bring to you Renaye Thornborrow. We are going to chat about some projects she's been working on and some things she has to share with us today. But before we do that, hopefully, this will come out before August 7th. If you haven't gone to register for the 1 in 31 Connection Autism Summit, it will be also August 7th and 8th. If you missed July 31st and August 1st, you can just head over to my YouTube channel, the SG Child Show. Click on that live tab and you can go down and see the summits from the past and this year's summit that will be streamed there, hopefully forever. Yeah, lots of great information. I know that those 2 last days are just full of so much value, and the wonderful part about it, all these connections being made. So head on over there. But without further ado, thank you so much, Renaye, for being here today with me.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to talk to you about some of your passions and what, kind of drove you into that. Introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about yourself and what brought you here today.
Sure. So I'm the founder of a company called Adventures in Wisdom, and my mission is to help bring life coaching and mindset skills training to kids. So we're helping kids build confidence and self-esteem, learn how to navigate the ups and downs of growing up, learn how to develop self-leadership skills, and learn how to set and achieve their goals so that they can be confident and prepared to thrive in life. And since 2013, I've been certifying coaches around the world to use my work to bring life coaching and personal development to kids. And we're transforming the lives of children and families around the world.
I love that, Renaye. Several years ago, I'm a writer. I have like 7 published children's books, but I also have a lot of sneaky writing and that people don't have any idea about, that I've written so much stuff. And at one point I decided, I really feel like kids need a chance to kind of understand their, who they are inside, and kind of like, if you will, like manifesting and good intentions and things. And so I wrote this children's book about, and so when you said that, it just reminded me of how much I was thinking of it during that time, how important it is to bring life coaching to kids. So I just love this. I love this topic. I love this conversation. How did you get started? Why this topic? What drove you to this?
Well, the seed was planted many years ago when I discovered the world of personal development right out of college. And I remember thinking to myself, why didn't I learn this when I was a kid? It made no sense to me that the personal development world, the life coaching world, focuses on grown-ups when those core thoughts and beliefs that shape who we are and what we think is possible for our lives are formed when we're really young. And I knew that when I had kids one day, I'd want them to learn this way of thinking. And through the years, I'd become an expert in personal development, mindset work, and used my tools to create a very successful corporate career, happy, fulfilling marriage, relationships. And then about 24 years ago, I did become a mom, mother of twins. And when my kids were young, I was looking for something to help me teach my children about their mindset, but I couldn't find anything out there. There's plenty on parenting and some character development, but nothing on mindset development, really helping my kids learn how to use the power of their thoughts and the power of their mind to shape their experiences of life and who they are and what they can achieve in life. And so I started working with my kids, and sometimes it felt a little lectury, and I didn't want my kids rolling their eyes every time I opened my mouth. So I started writing stories, and that really was when the magic happened, because they loved the stories. The most important, they were remembering the concepts and actually using them. And from there, the vision just started to grow, and I retired from my corporate job and was able to take a year off to complete the curriculum and launched Adventures in Wisdom. And that was 15 years ago. We've been certifying coaches since 2013. So it's been a beautiful journey.
Oh, it sounds like it. And I'm excited to kind of hear, is this right? Adventures in Wisdom?
Yes, Wisdom. You got it.
Wonderful. I'm excited to hear, like, now that your kids are older, yes, what's the feedback? Tell me the feedback you've got from them.
Oh, well, for my kids, I mean, they so appreciate it, but they didn't know anything any different because they were raised with this way of thinking and, these conversations. But what's been so amazing is that because we've had coaches who've been with us for, well over 10 years, they've raised their children using Adventures in Wisdom too. And that's what's been amazing to hear the feedback on. It's one thing when you're starting out and you've got something that really works and it's having an impact and you start seeing success stories. But once you start hearing from the impact it's had on children who were raised with this way of thinking, that just warms my heart. I'm just so proud of my children and who they are as people. And this work works. And it's a matter of just getting the word out so that more children can be impacted by learning about the power of their mind.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
And let's just preface, there's never a time that's too late to start.
Never.
You're listening and you're an adult and you still like to do mindset work. Please look, absolutely. This isn't about you only have to be obviously there isn't enough for children out there about this probably, but it really is just so important to wherever you're at to be able to take advantage of something like this for yourself, to drive your own self forward in a positive direction. And last year, my husband and I did like a 6 month, I don't know why I got a little feedback there, a 6-month Master Your Higher Self course. It was what it was. And wow, it was one of the most powerful years I think I've ever had in personally. So much growth. And the crazy thing is I've come into this year. Now we're already at the end of July. I can't even believe it. But I haven't done all the practices, that I learned from last year. And it's been quite a different contrast, right? And that's okay. Like, we can't always, even though when we know something is great for us, it isn't always in our habits or our daily practices to just keep doing it. So
absolutely. I mean, I'm still working on these skills and I've been doing them for decades. I mean, personal development is not a destination. It's a continuous process of learning, of coming back to, whether you're talking about things like self-talk or expansive thinking or just grounding yourself, all of those things. It's a practice and we're never done.
No, that is the truth. But I do love the idea and the driving your children in that direction, for their own well-being. And tell us how they got started with the stories. Tell us a little bit about the stories and what that looks like. Do you have something you can show us? There's a couple things behind you. Anything you can hold up close so we can see?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll share a little bit about the stories and the process and stuff. And then I can share with you a little bit about what's behind me because it's a full curriculum that I wrote. So let me just give you an example of one of the very first things I started work with my children on was self-talk and helping them really understand about the power of their voice. Self-talk is so critical because every moment of every day we're saying something to ourselves. It's either building us up or it's tearing us down. And most grown-ups aren't aware of it and kids certainly aren't aware of it. So it's such a critical skill to learn because it impacts our confidence, our self-esteem, how we navigate challenges in life, what we believe is possible for ourselves and achieving that as well. And so that we actually give this story away for free on our website. So if anyone's listening or watching is interested in getting that, just visit our website. You can download that for free.
And that's Adventures in Wisdom. Sorry to.
That's okay. adventuresinwisdom.com. Yes.
Perfect.
And
okay.
It says free story. You can get it, download it. An hour. You can be having story time and learning this powerful skill of self-talk with the children in your lives. And even just for us grown-ups, I mean, it's just so the power of storytelling, it has such an impact on our learning for whether we're children or adults. But when I wrote the curriculum, it's a full curriculum. We teach 27 different skills, mindset skills, and we teach children the brain science behind it. It's really important for me for kids to understand why these skills work, what's happening in their brain. What is their conscious mind and subconscious mind? What are your belief system? What's their comfort zone? What are neural pathways? What is their reticular activating system? Because when they understand the brain science behind it, they can understand why these skills work for them. And kids love learning about their brain as well. So it's really, really powerful. So it's a full curriculum. So what you're seeing up here, this is just the introduction guide. So I have 5 2-inch binders that contain the full curriculum in it. That's not right here. That's actually down here.
Oh, wow. Lovely.
And this down here is what we call my box of wisdom. And inside whenever we teach a skill, we have some kind of what we call a memory marker or some sort of usually multi-sensory activity or something that kids can remember that skill. So for example, self-talk, kids love to decorate their own self-talk mirror, which is one of the exercises. So it's more than just a story. We have a coaching story, discussion questions, experiential activities to really support children in applying these skills to their own lives and giving them an opportunity to practice. So it is a full curriculum for each skill that we're teaching. So inside of here is a bunch of little just memory markers that have like the key learnings from that particular skill, as well as something that's attached to help them remember the skill, and they can have it in their own room and build their own my box of wisdom as well.
I love that.
A lot of our coaches like to use puppets. I have a couple puppets down here. Our little wizard, White the Wise Wizard, is the main character who appears in all 27 of the skills. He's kind of like your partner in coaching kids. So they love wizard puppets. And this book right here is just a book that I wrote for parents. And it's just called A Parent's Guide to Life Coaching for Kids, When to Add a Coach to Your Parenting Team. And for our coaches, they're not there to replace a parent. They're there to be part of that child's team, the parent's team, and really supporting kids and learning these skills, bringing this way of thinking to the family so that the whole family can move forward, just feeling more empowered.
Yeah. Okay, good. A good question to ask. When should a family look for someone like yourself and the coaching? Like, do we wait until something has happened and then we're in the throes of crisis and then we have to, it's kind of, that's what tends to be when we go searching for resources.
Yeah, so, that's such a great question. And let me share first about when I put this whole thing together. For me personally, as a parent, I wanted to be proactive in helping my children develop these skills. And when I wrote the curriculum, and what I was really focusing on was reaching my children when they were young in elementary school, so they could develop these skills and use them throughout middle school, high school, and beyond. And what's been amazing over the years is how many of our coaches actually use our work not only with elementary, middle, but also with high schoolers and sometimes even adult clients. And it's all about the power of storytelling. But as far as when, so parents, we see two camps. The vast majority of parents we see who will reach out for one of our coaches, they see their child struggling a little bit, maybe wilting a little bit in front of their eyes. It could be self-esteem, confidence. Maybe they have a big change coming up, whether it's changing schools or they're moving homes. They might have some friendship issues. There could be some sibling rivalry issues, or just dynamics going on in the home. Sometimes it's around self-responsibility. So the child's not doing their homework, or chores are just this nightmare at home. So it's a variety of different reasons or problems or challenges that a parent might be seeking support for. And then we have a subset of parents too who just want to be proactive. They love personal development themselves. They've tried teaching it to their own kids. And sometimes they realize that, hey, my child needs to hear this from somebody else because it's just not getting through when I'm trying to share it. So we see that camp as well. But there's never a wrong time. The right time is any time. Because whether the child's struggling or not, these skills help provide this foundation. And it's just so empowering for children when they really learn that, wow, how I think about something is going to impact not only how I feel about what's going on, but how I feel about myself too. It is life-changing for kids.
Yeah. And let's be honest, how many of us can really say we've actually learned from our kids, learned things about ourselves, about the world, about them, about how to be or how to treat? What do you hear about how the parents may then use this for themselves?
Yeah. I love that. I always say that, being a parent and being a business owner, those are two of the biggest personal development journeys that we can go on. when you're a parent and having your business at the same time, you got the double whammy. Because I started my business, my kids were about 7. But yes, it absolutely impacts the parents too, because when our coaches are working with a child, they engage the parents too. So they have a take-home sheet that helps continue the conversation at home. Some of our coaches will have a session with the parents themselves. So our coaches, they design their own business, and we don't dictate exactly how they have to work with parents, but some will have them parents very engaged. Others, it really depends too on how engaged a parent wants to be. Yeah, it creates a whole set of languaging and kind of way of being within the family when they go through this learning together. Sometimes our coaches will include parents in some of the skills, but not all, because children really need that kind of emotionally safe space to be able to share what's really going on for them without feeling like they're being observed by a parent or someone else in the room.
I love that you make that available, and I can understand how that can be for so many children. And I hope and love to think that my daughter comes to me with everything. I mean, like, she has even said to me in the past, like, I'm really struggling, but I just want to talk to you. I don't want to go get a counselor. I don't want to, can I just talk to you about this? 100%. Like, yes, girl. And, I've had this opportunity. I have a 26-year-old stepdaughter that unfortunately don't have a relationship, and she's, lives in another state. And so it, once again, contrast really gives you the opportunity to take advantage and to practice more with a different approach. And so I love that I have this role to play now, and I can do it differently than what I learned maybe didn't work so well for me and for someone else another time.
Yeah, and it's just that opportunity to be a trusted advisor in someone's life. And as our children get older, the dynamics and relationship can change, and sometimes they'll want to share more than others. It doesn't mean you're an ineffective parent if they're not wanting to share.
Yes.
But I mean, it's so great that your daughter comes to you about these things. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're helping her develop the skills too, that it's okay to ask for help and to get some support.
Oh my gosh. It's so interesting because I started in the very beginning, really. Oh, you know what? I know what's going on. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. My little soundboard had fallen onto the ground, and so one of my buttons is turned. That is what is all this. Sorry, audience. There we go. Back on track. Oh my gosh, now I've forgotten what I've said. Holy moly, Sarah. Okay.
Well, we're talking about our children as they get older, having a little bit different needs. The conversation changes.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. The beginning, in the beginning of understanding that I had this, new opportunity to be able to create a new relationship, I went into it with two things. What did I miss out on when I was growing up? What would I have loved to have been a part of my life in a relationship and meaningfulness and intentfulness? And then what did I maybe not like so much? Do I not want to continue for myself into another raising another child that is going to be resentful in the future? But yeah, so right away I told her, like, you love you first, no matter what. More not, you don't love mom more, dad more, grandma, blah blah blah. You love you, like you are you, like you come first all the time. And there's life goes in very different patterns, and sometimes you see that be the ultimate like drive and that independence and that beautiful, like, just, I don't know, verve that she has to just get things done. But then it rears its ugly head into, I'm the only one that matters. So it's just an interesting conflict, to give that opportunity, that chance to someone to, but it's also so neat to see the different kind of emotional intelligence and growth that has come from that. I didn't understand until I was in my early 30s to late 30s what my own value was and my worth, and how I didn't need to keep, looking for external things and I could, it was self, and I wanted her to have that right off the bat. I didn't want her to question what that was like and have to do that. So we'll
Yeah.
see. I'll come back to you and,
No, it sounds
now
great.
10
And
years.
you said she's 14, right? So that's prime individuation, right? She's becoming individual from you. So part of those patterns that you're seeing, that's normal for a lot of teenagers.
Yeah.
And, it's just all part of them figuring out who they are, where they fit, how it's safe to stay connected and yet still be independent.
Yeah.
And it's just all part of the journey. Yeah.
And I always like to remind parents, like, the whole goal of having kids, obviously, maybe not the whole goal, but literally independence. You want them to be able to be independent and to be able to leave and be able to go. But we miss the part about needing them to leave to be able to do that, needing them to be independent, to learn how to be independent. And I think that's tricky and hard for a lot of parents.
Yeah. Well, I love that you said that. We have two different skills in particular that we teach. One is about self-responsibility and the other one is about good decision making that goes kind of in alignment with both peer pressure and setting and achieving goals. And what I'd share is part of this training is that when our children are infants, we make 100% of their decisions for them. By the time they're in high school, we're wanting them to be making close to 100% of the decisions for themselves. Now, we can be there as a guidance, but you don't want them to be making decisions for themselves when they go off to college or they move away or whatever happens after high school. They need to have that practice when they're a teenager.
Yeah.
And of course, you're there as a guide, but the faster you can move them across that continuum from making 100% of decisions for them to allowing them to make decisions for themselves, the more ready they're going to be independent and out on their own and, have that confidence and resilience to navigate life.
It brought back the memory to me of, since the older one had moved away when she was maybe 11. And I think that that's kind of a prime age when they, like you said, they start that really needing that to, how do I be independent? What does that look like? You don't send your 11-year-old out normally into the world. So, but I realized that there was definitely a piece missing that I couldn't provide. And so I looked into the Big Brothers Big Sisters corporation or organization.
Yeah.
And she got a big sister for a year.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was the most rewarding experience. And she didn't make like this incredible friendship for life, but what she did have were life-changing experiences in the world where she had to do her own thinking, had to order for herself, got on a train for the first time, went to an event, in a huge crowded public place with someone that wasn't her parents. And just these little things that I saw grow and grow and grow. And oh my gosh, I was just so grateful. And at the end of the year, when I said, do you want to continue? She said, no, I'm good. I'm good. And we told them, thanks so much. And that was it. And it was never any like hurt feelings or anything.
Yeah.
And I know that it was probably so much growth for that big sister as well. So
yes, absolutely. Yeah. To have that type of an impact on the child is just, it fills people up. It just,
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. What kind of goals should we start just today? Give us a 1, 2, 3, do this for yourselves and help your kids learn or something.
Yeah. So, for parents, I would start with self-talk because it's such a powerful skill and it can change the dynamic and conversation in the whole family. So that one's really, really important. Yeah. And then the other is just to listen closely to your child's language because that is self-talk. That's going to give you so much insight into how your child is experiencing life. And then similar to what we're just now talking about is just understanding how important it is for our children as they start growing to start stretching outside of their comfort zone. It's okay for them to fall down. It's okay for them to be scared about something. The more they do those types of things, the more it's going to build their confidence so that they're going to be ready to be out there on their own. And you don't have to worry about them because it's like, your child's going to be just fine when they're out there, whether it's a sleepover or overnight camp or whatever the situation might be. And then just, there's no such thing as perfect. Just, self-compassion for yourself and for your child on this journey. It's a personal growth experience for us too as parents. And now my children are grown. They both live away from home and have their own lives. But I'm still connected to them, and we communicate almost on a daily basis through like text and then calls and stuff. And we're very, very close relationship. The two is just knowing that that's what you're moving towards, is for them to have their own lives and be productive and just create those memories while you can, because the time goes by fast.
That's so beautiful. And it's the truth too. And all goes by fast. It's all so much that you really need to stay in the moment on so many levels to really not regret later on that you didn't spend time or you didn't try, to help your kiddo with their mindset and things. So definitely for those of you listening, adventuresinwisdom.com. Those of you watching, you can see it on the screen. Make sure that you go and check it out and check out the curriculum and any other resources. You said there's a free book on there. Please look into that. And I'm sure if you have any questions, you can reach out to Renaye and her team and find out. Where are you at? I didn't even ask in the beginning. Where are you located?
Well, we're based in Austin, Texas. That's where I live, but we've got coaches all around the world.
Wonderful. Oh, I love that. And, thank heavens for the era of online community.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
to do this, because we may have never been able to meet otherwise. And it's been such a pleasure to have you on today and to talk about this. And
well, wonderful meeting you, and good luck with your event. It was such a beautiful, it's such a critical topic, and we're looking forward to sharing it on our social media.
Oh, I thank you so much for that. It's going to be such the power that comes from all of the speakers, and because they're putting all of their passion into it, and you feel that, and it comes across. And the other events in the past have had is, one of my friends says, it's a love fest. You just go and you feel so great, and you leave and you're filled up and everybody's buzzing. Yeah, it's one of the best things that I've ever made the decision to do. So,
well, fantastic.
Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for your dedication to making children's lives just better through their mindset, which I know works for me and for my kids. I see it, works in your life as well. So listeners and viewers, I hope you take advantage of this to look into Adventures in Wisdom and just think about how you are helping your kiddo develop their skills for, mental capacity in the world. So, thanks so much again, Renaye. And
Thank you, Sarah.
Wonderful day. And we'll definitely be in touch.
Fantastic. Adventure well.
Thank you. I love that.
Empowering voices, meaningful resources, stronger connections. Be a part of it. This is the Neurodivergent Resource Podcast. Join us.